Has summertime just begun and you're already struggling to figure out what to do with screens? Yeah, me too. Hi, I'm Nancy Marie Peterson, and I've been mothering for about 3 decades. And I want to share a new idea that I had about creating a screen less summer. Now, when I say screen less, I mean less of screens, not no screens, I mean less screens. So, the first thing I need to do is shift my mindset. Screens are not the enemy, they're not evil, they're not bad. But they need to be put in their place. So, what can I replace screens with? I want to replace it with something with purpose. The second thing I'm going to do is set up a 3B routine, before screen routine, for the summertime. So for me, I've decided that it's going to be 3Bs. It's going to be Bible first, your bedroom needs to be clean, and your brain needs to be engaged. So the Bible, whether they read a verse, whether they read a chapter, wherever they are in the Bible reading journey, whether I'm reading it to them or they're looking at a picture book or they're reading the chapters, whatever that looks like for your child at their season, that's the first thing I want them to do. Be Bible. The second thing is bedroom. I suggest very strongly that the room be picked up every morning, that it starts with a clean slate. Yes, I would love to do it at bedtime before they go to bed, but if we don't get that done, then in the morning before they can go to screens, they need to make sure their room is in order and picked up. The last thing is brain. So before they can do screens, they need to engage their brain, whether that's learning, whether that's reading, whether that's doing something that requires them to engage their brain. So those are the 3Bs that you need to do before you jump into a screen. Now, a good idea is to build a contract with your kids before you say you cannot. Sit down, especially at their age, depending on their age. So the older they are, the more important this is that they have a voice in there. So maybe they want to set up a contract for them. What do they think is reasonable for the summer, and how can you work that out? So I still have my 3B routine, but what does that look like? How much now screen time can they have? So can they just have it limited after they've done the 3Bs? No, we're still going to set up limits, but what kind of limits? How many hours? What will that look like for your summer? So the next thing is replace it with purpose. So if I'm going to take out something, I want to make sure that I replace it with something that is valuable. So some of the things you could do is maybe you want to replace it with something like creativity. So maybe they want to learn how to draw. My son loves to draw. Or maybe they're going to build a Lego city or something creative, or they're going to build a dollhouse, or they're going to do something creative. So fill it with something creative. Another way you can fill it is with learning. So go to the library and get a book and engage in learning. So maybe they want to learn how to through a book, maybe they want to learn how to sew or to knit or to draw or to build something. So look at something that they can learn this summer. Maybe they want to learn how to cook or garden. I don't know what it is, but ask your kids. They sometimes do know what they really want to learn this summer. So come up with a life skill that they need to do this summer. So maybe a life skill is they don't know how to cook, and I need to teach them a simple cooking. Or maybe safety. This summer I need to teach them a life skill is safety. What do they do if the house is on fire or they're an emergency? Maybe they need to memorize somebody's phone number. Maybe they need to, a life skill would be cleaning. Maybe they don't know how to clean or clean a car or pump gas, whatever it is. Replace it with learning some kind of a life skill. Replace it with something creative, learning with your brain, maybe something with fun. Maybe replace it with movement. So one year we bought a trampoline. It was one of the best investments we did as a family. They played on that trampoline a ton. So replace it with movement. Take them swimming, take them hiking, take them to the park. I know it requires more of you, Mom, but we don't want to waste this time with our kids. We want to make sure that we're purposeful in all that we're doing and that we're exposing them to as well. Now, I know I have 6 kids, and some summertime have been over the top, been busy, and I just wanted to sit in the backyard. That's okay too. If your season doesn't allow you to go out, then find ways in the household that you can do this to help your kids, whether it's a water play table or a sand table, or a box with just different items in it. One year I went and got paintbrushes and just water, and they painted the sidewalk, and we did sidewalk chalk. There's so much the fun things that you can do that spark creativity, and that is fun for your kids. So when you think of this idea, you want to make sure that you keep it simple and and sustainable that you can keep it through the whole summer. So for me, that means I'm going to check in weekly or every other week and say, how are we doing with our screens? Do you think we've hit the mark? Are we doing it well? Is there something you want to do differently? So check in weekly. Always remind yourself your kids are smart and they're engaged, but they also will gravitate towards screens. Lately, I know I've been looking through because my time is a little bit less and scrolling through stupid reels. We all get sucked in. It's not a matter of they're bad and you're good and you have the boundaries. It's about creating a space that is healthy and engaging for your kids. And lastly, I came up with this idea a while ago. I count down to Christmas. And if you've never done that, Christmas time, check back with me because it's one of our favorite 25 days of Christmas. But I thought, how do I make summertime just as fun and just as look forward to and just as exciting? So I came up with this idea of what about you can incorporate a theme month. You can incorporate a theme 2 weeks, or maybe you want to do a theme every week. I'm not going to do one every day, but where you come up with kind of an idea of maybe this week is adventure theme. So this week we're going to go on a hike and that's kind of our adventure. And we're going to look for different animals or wildlife or plants or whatever it would be. Maybe for you, your theme is going to be a, a book theme. So you're going to go and you're going to try to go to the library and get books and read books outside and find different creative places that you can read books. So look for maybe a theme for the week. Maybe your theme is water. So everything's going to incorporate water this week. And you're going to go do the sprinkler this week. You're going to go to a water park this week. You're going to do water balloons or water toys. So look for maybe a theme week, or maybe you want to incorporate every Wednesday is going to be a theme Wednesday. Maybe you don't do it the whole week or the whole month, but maybe every Wednesday is a theme day. So every Wednesday you're going to look forward to, or Fridays, whatever day works for you. So don't kill yourself the whole summer. Do one day and just come up with the theme day. And they open up an envelope every Wednesday and it says the theme day is I don't know, s'mores. So the theme for today is s'mores. We're going to create a fire pit and we're going to do s'mores tonight. So think of ways to make summer fun. Now, I know as a mom what I'm saying to you. I know it requires a lot more, and it just sometimes you just want to have a break and sit and do nothing. But you know what? Our kids are only with us for a short season and we need to make the most of it. So I want to encourage you. This isn't just another have to on your list, another must do. This is something you get to do with your kids. This is something that your creative memories, things that will last a lifetime for them, things that they will look back on and they will cherish these days that you created for them to have a fun, engaging kid summer. Whether it's big or small, God gave you these kids for a reason, for this season, so make the most of it and enjoy this summer and this sun. Hopefully, I've encouraged you to have a screen-less summer, one where both you and your kids can thrive. As always, stay intentional, and I will see you next week. Bye.